Hello, and welcome to Astro-Vision 2024. I'm Melody Adams, and I'm here to guide you through the last quarter of 2024, where we are not letting a crisis go to waste. Fall is here, and that will quickly transition to winter over the next 3 months. The universe has insights, guidance, and wisdom to offer us, and Astro-Vision 2024 has been designed to be your compass, helping you navigate the last quarter of 2024 with clarity and confidence. In this video, we're going to delve into the major themes of 2024, review the key transits for quarter four, and then break down each month into the deeper details. As a reminder, all Astro-Vision quarterly overviews are available to the general public on YouTube and X from October 1st to the start of Sagittarius season. Then it will be taken down from public view. The only way to access all of the content, including exclusive tarot readings and other downloadable goodies, is by joining the Astro-Vision community. By the way, it is all free all year long. Now let's take a look at the major themes of 2024. This year is all about taking the next steps into the storm. What occurs in 2024 is giving you a base, a foundation, a layer, something supportive from which the next 3 to 4 years can be situated on. Because those next 3 to 4 years is the storm. Yes, it's that long. Yes, it is going to last. And yes, you will need this base, this foundation that you have been creating to get through. Stating it in another way, very simplistic, what you do this year makes a difference in how you and the collective will weather the storm that is coming. As we sit here at the end of quarter three, we are preparing for Pluto to station permanently in Aquarius, and the star of the year, Mars, is going to retrograde in Leo, head back to Cancer, and then come back to Leo in 2025. So let's take a quick peek at the quarter four overview before heading to the monthly breakdown. Quarter four is all about never letting a crisis go to waste. That is a permanent saying in this household, and I must give all the credit to my husband, Noble, for making that part of my base understanding. As we transition to the last quarter of the year, we head into a phase of harvest, preparing for hibernation, preparing for the witch's new year, the darkness, and then ultimately the rebirth of our sun and the start of hibernation. It is a time of hard work, followed by the contemplation and celebration of that work. It is a time of comfort, and yet understanding that as the sun is born anew, the work is never done. Just like hibernation, while things slow, they do not stop. There is another season that will come. Breaking it down by month, October's story is all about its lunations. Yes, the Aries full moon, I am calling this moon, called it way back in the day. It is here and it is intense. November is when Pluto will leave Capricorn to not come back in our lifetime unless we somehow figure out how to live longer than 250 years. He'll stay in Aquarius until 2044. And we'll end the year with a Mars retrograde, the solstice, and the second of three Jupiter, who is now retrograde, square Saturn moments. All of this is underlying a tenor of Mars opposing Pluto. That's going to be a 9 month, just straight tenor base that is going to be permeating all the way into 2025. It's going to color how we start 2025. It's going to color how we end 2024. And it's going to subtly shift our actions as they pertain to power and the power dynamics we will see at play in ourselves and in the world. I don't feel this as loud. I definitely don't feel this as in your face, something to be like, oh, Mars opposing Pluto. It feels very much more to me like a good electronic song, like a solid 120 BPM, that as the 9 months go along, will have this baseline drop here and there. There are going to be some epic moments in the song itself. But once those moments happen, once that baseline drops, it's going to bring us right back to that 120 BPM. So it's time to not let a crisis go to waste. How's that last quarter for everyone? Quarter three. Between the wowza moon that we had in August and the energies of August overall, it was nothing short of transformative and lived up to its mantra. It's going to be a strange new world. For us, this included a move across Texas, a month off that turned into 2 months off, and now trying to ease into the strange new world that has been created, that we have been blessed with. So let's take a look at October. We start October in the midst of eclipse season, the sister to the Pisces lunar eclipse that occurred on September 17th. The Libra annular solar eclipse helps us to finalize the Aries Libra axis. The last eclipse that will occur on this axis won't be until March of 2025 with the Aries solar eclipse. However, the nodes will be leaving Aries and Libra on January 11th of 2025. So this one is definitely closing out some things. And while October may not look like it has much, what October does have is intense. And that's just like to say the least of it. We have Pluto stationing direct in Capricorn. Intense. We have Mars entering his retrograde shadow. That's going to be fun. And we have this moon. Yes, the Aries full moon. The last 3 quarters of 2024 have been punctuated with staggeringly intense moons. And quarter 4 definitely was not to be outdone, and neither was October. So we'll get to that in a moment. Just to finish out October, the ingresses for the month are Mercury in Scorpio, Venus in Sagittarius, and the start of Scorpio season. All right, let's get in to this moon. Oh, and we also have Jupiter stationing retrograde in Gemini. So let's get into this moon. Yes, this moon. I told y'all at the beginning of the year, Mars was the 2024 planet to watch. And not only is he doing miraculous things himself through every zodiac sign he goes through, but his rulership over Aries has been quite impressive so far. He has held court for 2 of the 3 most intense moons of 2024. This moon, as I have been lovingly calling it, has a lot going on within it. And when I was sitting down to write this and got really into this moon, I got the visual of a title fight in either boxing or MMA, but just that like grandiose title fight, the energy, the electricity, the crowd, the noise. And if you look at the middle of this chart, all of these aspects, all of these lines, these blue, these red, these green lines, all of those that you're seeing in the center of the chart, that's the crowd. That is the energy. It's the commentators. It's the spectators on TV. It's those on X getting minute by minute up to date, second by second. It's loud. And the celebrities that are present in the moment are plenty. So the sun is notated by the gray arrow over on the left side of the chart, the moon by the red arrow over on the right. It's a full moon because these two are opposing each other. They sit on opposite sides of the chart at the exact same degree point, 24 degrees, 34 arc minutes, the moon in Aries, the sun in Libra. Now, Chiron is also in Aries and conjunct the moon right by that red arrow. You'll see Chiron there at 21 degrees 05 arc minutes, retrograde. And the sun is by degree conjunct Juno. So that's over on the gray arrow in Libra. You'll see Juno just above the sun at 24 degrees 2 arc minutes. So again, by degree conjunction. So the sun and the moon each brought somebody to stand in their corner during the title fight. Or, I go back to boxing, like bring out with them like their key celebrity that they chose to walk out with getting ready for this title fight. I feel like Mercury, who go back to the sun with the gray arrow right underneath the sun, is sitting at 5 degrees 48 arc minutes of Scorpio. And I feel like Mercury is our commentator. He is the one that is posting to social media. He is the one on the sidelines. Maybe he is even Joe Rogan who's commentating at this point. And he's just ringside. Like he's ringside. He's in it all. He's giving us all the tea. He's giving us all the dirt, calling it as he sees it. Now, up on top of the chart is Mars in Cancer. That is notated by the blue arrow. You'll see Mars sitting at 22 degrees 55 arc minutes in Cancer. And then at the bottom of the chart, notated by the dark green arrow, is Pluto sitting at 29 degrees 38 arc minutes, freshly direct in Capricorn. Well, that beautiful conjunction is creating an Earth grand trine with both Pluto, excuse me, and Vesta. So Vesta is the other light green arrow on the left-hand side at 25 degrees, 22 arc minutes of Virgo. So with this, we're in for a surprise. And I don't know if the surprise is going to come during the fight. Like, is this going to be a KTO? Is it going to be a surprise win? Is it going to go down in like the first round? Or surprise, surprise, it gets us all the way through all the rounds? Maybe it's the results at the end where everybody clearly thinks it's one winner and truly, like, it comes down to the votes and the judges pick somebody that nobody thought. Like, it's I don't know. I don't know where the surprise is gonna come from. But what it reminds me of is that scene in Ocean's 11 where they're at the title fight and the power goes out. Because that's the other thing with Uranus. It's a rise and with algal there, it may have nothing to do with the actual fight itself. Surprise, power goes out, and now you're $168 million, in the hole. You're welcome. So that's our moon. That is this moon, the Aries full moon in October. Moving on to November, November brings in the fixed scorpionic understanding that things are just what they are. This is where you get to exercise never letting a crisis go to waste. Because shit's real, things are what they are. What are you going to do to make sure that you don't let the crisis go to waste? November is a month of walking your talk, and this is very important. It's important that you see your growth and have an opportunity to flex into the space that you have created. You won the fight. Ding, ding, ding. Spoiler alert. You won the fight. That Aries full moon, this moon, you're the title holder. You got it. Now, what the hell does that mean? You now have to be the person that holds that title. Maybe it surprised the crap out of you. You weren't expecting to win. I mean, you went to the fight, you went into the fight going, yeah, I'm going to give it my best shot. Um, but this is where, or maybe you knew, maybe you. Your talk. Be prepared and never let a crisis go to waste. Now let's get into December and our last month in quarter four and the last month of the Gregorian calendar year. We need all of the yummy energy that is December. December gives us the good, and it is great because October and November gave us, these powerful energies, and December gives us this yummy feel good. Of course it does. It's, Sagittarius into Capricorn. We love this December energy. We are also blessed to have a black moon in December. That is when, in a singular month, you have two new moons. Blue moons are when you have two full moons in a month. So, this is a black moon for December. And we will start and end in that kind of that new moon energy, that birthing energy. The Sagittarius will be at the start, the Capricorn at the end, and we have a really beautifully intuitive, really beautifully very thoughtful Gemini full moon in between. And like we need all of the goodness. So even the transits and ingresses are literally like chef's kiss. We get Venus in Aquarius and a lovely conjunction to Pluto right before her ingress, kind of like paving the way, making it lovely for Pluto. Like Venus will be the one to remember, like, hey, Pluto's going to get back into Aquarius, has been gone. Like, maybe we should clean the house. Maybe we should, put a simmer pot on. Maybe we should get some tea going, and like get Pluto into the house right. Get Pluto into this Aquarius energy right. Then we have Blessed Yule, where the sun is born anew and begins his journey of growing towards spring. Like, I just love December. So even Mars stationing retrograde in Leo is yummy. Like, look, at this point, we've gotten comfortable with that 120 BPM in the background. I feel like those epic drops were in October and November, and now it's just like that great beat. And as we move through the first of 3 direct Mars Pluto oppositions in November, we have the other 2 in 2025, and it's fine. Like we've gotten through most of that, and now we're just like tenoring out. So we are understanding that, this Mars retrograde is going to take time. Mars is Marsing, and we need to allow him that space. And what came out really clear for me in December is your time ain't Mars's time. What is time? What time are we going by? Are we going by ant time? Are we going by universal standard time? Are we going by the speed of light time? Are we going by wormhole time? Like, there's so many different concepts of time. What we need to understand is that in December, it's Mars's time. What does Mars need? What is Mars going to be Marsing about? And we need to allow him that space and time to do what he needs to do. Mars is our action giver. We are not going to be able to go into 2025 to set those foundations to move through the energy of the storm if Mars is not ready to take action. And one thing with Mars retrograde from Leo into Cancer, I'm a native Mars in Cancer, so I totally get it. I have seen those memes, um, you know, understood. But here's what I can give. We have done this before. Mars has retrograded before. Mars has retrograded from Leo to Cancer before. Mars has retrograded in Cancer before. In our lifetimes, we good. We've done it. We have been here before. We've gone through this collectively before. We have also been through worse. Depending upon where all of this falls in your chart, I will tell you that Mars in Gemini whole situation was a wow. Not worse, just a wow. And we may just fuck around and come out even better than before. All things may just turn out better than we have ever expected. So take that Sagittarius, good optimism, and go forward into this Mars retrograde, giving Mars his space and time and doing what needs to be done. And that, my friends, brings us to our conclusion of 2024, the year we put our growth into action. And we aren't done yet. And as I've recently heard at a conference I attended, let's finish on empty. Commitment, seasoning, consistency, all of these things are needed. Finish on empty. These changes that we made in 2024 will need to last us through the eye of the storm, which will be 2025 to 2027. And even more importantly, it is September 29th. We just got done in America with a hurricane. Post-storm events often are even more impactful and even more detrimental or even more um, intense than the actual storm itself. That post-storm event is 2027 to 2030, where we will have to contend with all of the things that got left over by the storm. But that's a story for another year, another couple of years, actually. What we need to know now is let's finish on empty. Let's get 2024 done. Let's lay our foundation, and then we will work into 2025 together and one step at a time. That is it. Thank you for joining me and going over this Astro-Vision 2024 quarter four overview. This overview is one part of a larger course being offered through my business, Habitual Sages. Astro-Vision 2024, like I said, is a free gateway to this year-long learning and guidance. And yes, the year is not over yet. Again, we need to finish on empty. Members of the Astro-Vision community will have exclusive access to the quarterly forecast, tarot readings, transit charts, key date charts, all kinds of goodies and downloads. And it's still free to join right now. It's going to be free all year long. You can head to www.habitualsages.com or by clicking on the link in the description box or on my profile page. All right. Oh, look at that. I didn't update this slide. I still have the next event in August 10th. Look at that. That is live sessions are done. They are closed off for the year. I will be working on what 2025 is going to look like. I don't know yet. We're going to get there. We still got to finish on empty. If this will be free, the 2025 version of Astrovision will be free like it is this year, or if it's going to become part of a subscription, again, still undecided. The ether is still solidifying things to bring down into the earth. So, what I can say is it is free to join now, and you may want to take advantage of that. Again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch y'all later. Finish on empty and never let a crisis go to waste.